Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Breaking Bells. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the wrap-up episode of Breaking Bells. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the amazing, the wonderful Hole. And
it's Saturday.
It's Saturday. And this week we were joined by the wonderful Bean. How are you doing, Bean?
I'm great.
So, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really enjoying these episodes.
They're my favorite.
They are becoming my favorite.
My favorite.
Yeah,
I love it. We just have a chat.
It's just chat. Great. It's just talking. It's just whatever. And that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to kind of talk about our weeks with Animal Crossing, our week with Animal Crossing, and what we did. I got to start off with this. So, last night, because right now it is actually Saturday, but last Saturday at this point, and if you're watching it, the 18th, Super Mario Day, right? I did a villager hunt, and Holly comes in to the chat, and I decide to start doing a Holly voice, right?
Oh my god, it was so funny. I was laughing so hard. You honed in on that so much. I felt so special.
It was fun. It was fun, right?
It was. You need to do it again.
I can't think of it. I can't. The crazy thing is I can't even remember how I did it. That's the crazy thing.
I can't either, but it was amazing, and I really enjoyed it.
It's available on my stream. Like, if you go back to the stream, you can watch it and see it. But here's what's messed up. You left, and all of a sudden, I hit a wall of frogs. That is all.
You know Sleeping Beauty, when she, Maleficent, bestows a gift on the child, and she's like, she will prick her finger and die. That's what I did.
So here's what happens. I keep going to Island. When you were like, all right, I'll be back. And I'm like, okay, Holly, hurry back.
Yeah.
Boom. Ribot. And boom, and boom, and boom. All these frogs. I'm like, I mean, I was getting other stuff too.
It's the curse.
But it wasn't good villagers, right? So now, right, I go, we're into 2 hours now, and I'm not seeing anything good. And I'm like, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to time travel back to the morning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I time travel back to about 6 or 7.
Yeah. And
I start when I'm telling you, I'm getting good villagers. Like, the cream of the crop. Like, dude, Megan and Chief and Dolby and Aldi and all the best. And by the way, I'm hunting at this time. I'm hunting for Joey or Judy. That's who I'm looking for. I turn around and I go, I don't know why I did it, but I do the Holly voice again. The next island is Jambette.
No way.
And they were like, Bobby, she has cursed you. She is.
Oh my god, I actually did.
And I was like, that was it. That was it. And I was like,
set an alarm and show up way more often.
And I'm like, I'm not even messing. I stopped the voice and I was like, I'm done.
I ain't doing that anymore.
It was done.
Because you manifested me in my aura.
Yeah. So I wound up
so funky looking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wound up taking Tasha. Who,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Tasha is a squirrel, but she looks like a skunk.
Yeah.
And when I walked up, so the funny thing is, I run out of tickets. I go through 60. I had a bunch in the house. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going to run back to the house. I'm going to grab 10 more tickets. Yeah. We're going to pick somebody in the 10. Like, it is what it is.
I do that as well. I'm like, last stack, we'll just do what we can. Yeah.
So I go back and I start working through, but I'm getting bangers, man. I'm getting good villagers. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do 10 more. And we go through, start going through, and I'm like, all right, we got to do 10 more. Like, I can't stop. Right? So
when it's so poor, you just have to keep going.
Finally, the stream is like, listen, if you take the next one, we will give you, I think it got up to 4,000 bits. They were like, we'll give you 4,000 bits just to take the next one. And I was like, all right. So then I came into the island and Tasha was there, and I was like, legitimately, this is a really good looking villager, and I want to take her. And I've never had her before, and kind of me personally, I've been on this thing that I need a woman villager. Like, I have a lot of men on there.
Yeah.
You need a mum on your island.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. I'm tired of the girls that I have. I hate. I'm kicking them out. And then I'm like,
oh, no.
man, people are going to think that I'm like this real piece of trash. That, like, I kick all the women out and I've got this is like a men's club.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're going to bring some women in here. So Tasha was perfect for me because it was like, hey, here's somebody new that I get to learn about.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how it goes. So you guys got anything for this week, like with Animal Crossing, what you did, or?
So I haven't been able to play too much this week, but I did start to branch out from my entrance on my second island. So I'm doing a main street, but I'm doing it horizontal instead of vertical.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think that actually works a lot better with my ideas, because I'm not then going to have to worry about that side or that side. It's kind of, okay, we've got all of it here, but then I've got all of this to kind of do stuff.
Good idea.
What else did I do? I did stream on Wednesday. What did I do though?
We've got Jambette.
Oh, of course! Oh my god, how could I forget? Guys, I'm not with it. Legit.
Good thing Bean's here to tell you what you did.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. I got Jambette, which was literally amazing. I thought she would be the final villager. I thought she would literally be the one that I have to hunt for hundreds and hundreds, because she's my most wanted one. So that was really, really cool. And I just knew, I saw them big pink lips and I was like, that's my girl. There she is. This funky looking, like, sassy little thing. I was so excited. Like, I actually, like, my breath, I was like speechless. My breath, like, my breathing went funny. I was like, oh my god, I found her. Which, to be honest, like, my villager hunts on my other island, I mean, you guys have seen, I have gone streams and hours and tickets, and I do not find who I want. Just don't. Like,
yeah.
It just does not happen. Punchy, I no idea. Do they even exist? Not even sure. But for some reason, this island, I've got such good vibes. I've got such good frog vibes. I found them very, very easily. I just need to get 3 more. Yeah, 3 more now. But apart from that, not too much. Oh, I did actually build as part of my main street. So I've got Raddle, who is the Doctor Frog.
Yes, I found him.
I built his doctor's office. So his front yard is a doctor's office.
Nice.
Just because parks have first aid, you know, we got to keep realistic. And yeah, that's kind of all I did in Animal Crossing anyway.
What about you, Bean? How was your week with Animal Crossing? What'd you do?
I probably actually played the most this week that I've actually done in a while. Like last week, I spent all the time moving all my houses around because, like, I haven't restarted my island. I didn't want to flatten it because I hate terraforming. I hate it with a passion. I'm like, no, that's the bits. That's all I'm having. But what I wanted to do was, like, my villagers. I've wanted to. I don't know who came up with the idea. I think it might have been similar to, like, where everyone makes, like, front yards for their villagers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all my villagers in, like, a residence area because that's what I was used to. And then I sort of just had this feel like Ribbot. I swapped Ribbot out for, I can't remember who Ribbot was Al, wasn't it? Or was that Mitzi? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I got Ribbot on my island. And no, please not talk about that gorilla. Oh my gosh, getting him out was the hardest thing on my entire life.
Al? He's lovely.
Al?
Oh my god.
Al's trash.
You know, that's Leanne's favourite villager.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it
so I've
is.
moved the houses around, and I've also, like, I've sort of decided that I'm going to upgrade my museum. That you'll be happy to hear, Bobby.
Bobby?
Bobby.
Bobby is very happy to hear. What
It's now got its own huge area with a back. Why? Oh, sorry. Siri has just decided to listen in to our conversation.
Oh,
Siri likes me.
Nintendo's listening.
Siri likes me a lot. That's why I can, you know.
You always set off my Amazon. You always set it off. Just
Why?
throwing that out there. I don't know.
What's
I don't know.
your Amazon name?
But anyway, what I'm doing with these,
Don't ignore me. What's your Amazon name? What do you say to it? Alexa?
I'm not telling you.
Is it Alexa?
Yeah, but I've got a headset on, so you can't hear
I can't
me.
do it anyway. That's fine. But go ahead.
But you normally do.
It's
So
good to know.
what I've done is I've moved my residence area out, which is now becoming a huge area for my museum, and I've got the back bit of that is now what was my office. So like my
Ooh.
laboratory. So that leads on to Red's Beach. That's literally, I've sort of made myself about 29 million hours more work because I need to redo everything. But it's fine because I can do it. That's the fun of this game. But what I wanted to do with my villagers is give them all their own little areas with their own little stories.
I like
So
that.
Yes.
Ribot is going to be my island's engineer. And
Yes.
I'm going to use the things like the solar panels, the utility poles. Although I'm going to give every villager a utility pole because they all need Wi-Fi. Putting that in there. The only villager that I'm going to get rid of, and it breaks my heart, but she doesn't fit in. I can't think of a story for her, and I know who I can replace her with because of where I've put her as Mitzi. I'm going to have to get rid of Mitzi, but I want Octobay. I want
Do you
Octobay.
actually?
And I want Octavian, and he's going to be literally on the top corner of my museum, and he's going to be like the space guy. So he's going to have all the space stuff.
Yeah.
And then I've also got Gonzo, and Gonzo's got a cabin house, so he's in a forest on a hill.
Oh,
So that's
cute.
where he is. I then amiiboed Colton in. I think he's
Oh
the
my God,
pretty-
Prince Charming.
Yeah, and he's now in my fairy area, which leaves me my duck pond where Pate lives.
Oh, I love it.
I have Sherb. I know you have an issue with Sherb, but Sherb's my birthday twin, so I really, really wanted him. And
Oh, so
Oh.
you're a drunk. You're a drunk too, right?
wait. To go with the drunk theme, he is. No, honestly, this is my purpose behind it. His house is on the seafront near the fishing dock.
Oh, perfect.
And then I've got Judy has a beachfront house because she's just
Love
so
that.
special. Who else have I got? Oh, and then I have Phil. So Phil's a weird looking bird, but the reason
Yeah,
I have
he is.
Phil, you know the reason everyone that
Yeah, 'cause
Well, yeah.
Yeah, your
I
husband's
had
seen
to
Phil.
have Phil. I had to have Phil on my island, but Phil's a smug, and my Phil's a smug. So what I've done is I've put him in the back corner with a train track behind him.
Oh, that's so.
He's like a grumpy old man in the corner. And then sort of my campsite is now like in the middle of my map, and I've actually finally made like a shopping area which works really well. And then my final villager, who I've got Anchor now, and I love Egypt.
Yeah.
So I've got Anchor, so I finally got rid of most of my normals because they were just doing my head in. They're boring, aren't they?
I think everyone. Do you know what? Everyone gets to the point where they're like, "Oh God, I have too many normals," because they're just.
Yeah,
I think they have the majority of like the cuter
yeah.
villagers. So it's kind of like I had the same. I had 5 normals, and I was like, "Oh, I love them all, but I need to get rid of them. Like I can't have that many."
And then what I've done with my final villager is Agnes. I think that's everyone now. Agnes is my only sisterly at the moment. And what
Aw.
I've given her is she's got her own little pond behind the shop and a garden, because I feel like she's the mum of the island, and she looks after everyone. And she's not that bad looking for a pig.
Nah,
So-
she's cute. She's one of the cuter ones for sure.
I like the idea of actually, like, I think I might, because the way my island is, just in the top left-hand corner, I have 3 rows of houses, 3, 3, 3, and it's all, each row is set up differently. They're all kind of combined. I might maybe start pulling them out and scatter them throughout the island again, and putting
I
them
find
in
it's
different
the
places.
best way to do it because, so I think I mentioned this before, but I wanted to see my villagers all the way around my island, and when I had them all in a line or in a very condensed area, they just like with the shops and everything, they just weren't doing anything. They were just always staying in that one area, whereas now I see them like walking back and forth.
Well, you would get them occasionally in the residence. They're always in the residence area, but you wouldn't see them otherwise around.
No,
I don't see them otherwise around. Yeah.
No, so I kind of like dotting them about.
Yeah.
And when I do my villager front yards, I try and give them a lot of space. Like I try and give them, I mean, I think because Rold is like my pirate king, that's his story, I gave him like probably the biggest area of them all. I think so, because I just find it funny playing on like little stories, and I want way more lore in Animal Crossing, so I like making my own stories and backstories, and you know, it's good for the imagination, good for the soul.
Yeah, I like that. I like that about it as well. Backstories. I'm a huge lore person, so like when the story ended, with KK Slider coming to the island, brilliant. I'm just like, what else?
What now? Yeah, I agree. I was the same.
So the other thing too, this week I was running around the island and I realized that I think Bill and Diana are about to hook up because they were in the residence center sitting down together, just by themselves. And I was like, this is strange. Like, I've never seen two of them just sitting together, kind of. And then next thing you know, Freya came over and started serenading them. And I was like, these two, Bill's got it going on, man. Like, he
man. Does.
I like him.
Yeah, I have that with mine. I like Lily is my my island get around. She flirts with all the boys. Actually does my head in. Like one day she's sweeping with Jeremiah, the next day she's sitting next to Huck, the next day she's trying it on with Gigi. Honestly, I can't believe it. She's just the get around. So yeah, I don't know. I know they're just villagers, but it's so funny to make these little like stories, and I think that's part of it. I feel like a kid when I make up stories about them. I love it. It brings me back to my roots.
It does. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Have you guys? I want to tell you guys about this game. So, probably last year. I don't know if you know this about me, but I went to work for a short period of time, for a game company called Atui Games. And I was the community manager for them. It probably lasted 4 or 5 months, something like that.
What a fun job!
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why he's not there anymore. It was so fun. He had to leave. It was getting too fun.
No, I really. The main thing is I really
don't like people.
Yeah, the fans can be a little obnoxious. The fans can be like, you know, they demand things or whatever. So, but while I was there, Jules Watcham, the owner of the company, him and I were having a Skype meeting one time. And obviously he's telling me all the stuff that's coming out prior to it coming out. And I could talk about this, I think, now because they just announced it the other day. But there is a game coming out in February of 2021. That's the date that they... or the time frame. It's called Pedidachi.
Oh.
And it's basically like cube-like characters, like your little cubes, you know what I mean? Like, that's your character. But you you land on the island, and there might be changes from when I actually worked with him and talked about the game to now. But the nice thing about working on it was because he knew I was a big Animal Crossing fan, he was asking me, like, well, would this work, and does that work, and, you know, from your perspective of what works, what doesn't. And, you know, so there could be a lot of changes from what I'm about to say. But, like, so you land on the island, and then you go over and you adopt a pet. And then the pet, like, follows you around the island.
Oh, I'm sold.
And, like, you can go fishing, and when you, like, pull the fish back, the fish flies up over your head and lands, and then your dog or cat or whatever you have goes over and grabs the fish and brings it to you.
Oh my god, I love it already.
When's February?
February 2021. And then you have to like feed. You have to feed the fish. You have to feed your pet. Your pet has to go to sleep. You can like throw a ball, play games with them. So they have like happiness meters and stuff. And then kind of when you max it out, you kind of retire the pet. And then you go get another one.
Oh,
And then
it's like Neopets.
it's kind of like those.
Yes.
What it's based off of is like that pedidachi pet. Like, remember when you were a kid?
Tamagotchi.
Tomagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah. That's kind of what it's based off of.
Oh my god, I just want to say that I to this day am still obsessed with Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
I really want to import the newer one from Japan. I've had every single one. I would still play one religiously now.
Yeah.
I think they're so fun. So that sounds right up my street.
Yeah. So if you are a fan of Animal Crossing, go look at the trailer. The trailer's available now. It's up on YouTube. Go check it out. Like, this is a game that should be on your radar. And like, I know that, like, when Jules was building this game, Animal Crossing was in the back of his mind. And he was working, when him and I were having discussions, originally in our discussions, we were saying like January 2020. Like, I was just like, you need to get it out before Animal Crossing.
Yeah, get Justin. Yeah.
Obviously, he missed that window, so it's beyond that now. But if you think about it, right, it's actually February is a prime spot.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is like, with all the updates we get, they die off in December.
Yeah.
And they really don't pick up again until March when the Mario stuff comes in. So if he hits in that window of that launch, but I think that if you're looking for something that's a little different, but it's still based in this core thing, like, you also can, like, you get different outfits for
love it.
for the pets and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be. I think
that's so fun.
yeah, I think it has different
I
like
love-
seasons. So like I watch the trailer, you're running around and like it's snow. But the crazy thing is, like, what I saw when I was working with them in the beginning and what I saw in that trailer, oh my god, the polish is unbelievable.
Oh, I
And-
love stuff like
and
that.
the music is so good.
Really.
So good. Like, I think you guys are gonna love this game.
I think that's
Oh, that
totally up
sounds
my street.
amazing.
Yeah. So-
That's totally up my
So if
street.
you're listening, go check out the trailer. Nintendo Life actually broke it yesterday. The day before. And they put the trailer up,
right.
and so you guys will be like,
Oh my
Through
gosh,
the-
it
over
sounds
the
right up my street.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
sounds like
I can
sounds like Neopets though, with the retiring them.
Yeah.
Because you can go and visit them in a museum in Neopets. Oh my gosh, I'm
That
showing
you
my
can
age.
go back to. You can go back and where you put them at. You can go back and visit them, and you can trade them in and out. You
Oh.
can trade them in and out and put like different. It's kind of cool.
love
That
it.
sounds so
kinda cool.
fun.
I don't know. You guys got anything else for this week or?
Mario, Sunshine
Oh,
and
good
Galaxy.
Lord. Did you like
oh
it,
my
Holly?
god. Okay. So it's gonna be a little while ago now by the time this goes up.
A week,
But last
a week.
night, I did my 6-hour Mario stream, and we did 3 hours of Galaxy and 3 hours of Sunshine. I forgot how finicky and fiddly Sunshine levels are. They are. Do you know what? As a kid, because I remember being like, oh, when I play this again, I know I'll probably be able to beat it a lot quicker. I had a death count going on my stream because it was just like, they're so finicky and just so precise and so stupid. Like, the levels are so stupid. And then I was reminded of like all the annoying levels that are to come. And in my head, I was like, why am I playing this?
Yeah, that's how I was.
But it's, oh my god, I am a little sad. I think the games have aged really well. I'm not going to talk about 64, but I think Galaxy and Sunshine have aged fairly well. They still look okay. They still look.
Oh, Galaxy still has
Galaxy
it.
looks, yeah, 100%. I do wish they had retouched them a little bit. Not gonna lie, 64 mainly because why did they retouch that? I get they want people to like relive the experience, but I'm not being funny, but they could have at least done that. So I haven't really played it yet because the graphics are tough to look at. Like,
Yes.
not pleasing to the eye at all.
Yeah.
Like, not even a little bit.
What I will say on it as well is I know the controls were finicky because I played 64 last night because I never played the other two because I was sort of the age where we sort of switched to other consoles and I don't know why we switched from Nintendo because they always will be the most superior consoles out there. I will say that.
Yeah.
But 64 was always the one that was nostalgic to me. Was always that one. But the controls on the Switch, oh my gosh! Like, you know, if you could turn, you know, if you
they're
have a
inverted
mouse,
controls, isn't?
yeah,
Yeah. The speedrunners are crying. Like,
makes it even more difficult. Like, I was doing the turtle level from the first one yesterday.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. He beat me. He never beats me.
On Bob on Battlefield, that one?
Yeah.
When you have to race him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I had to Google how to grab the bomb dude.
Oh my God.
How to grab him.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. I actually
threw
the bomb. I threw the bomb off the top.
You're not meant to throw him off.
No, he yelled at me. He's like, "You got to play by the fair rules." And
You're
I'm
like, "Don't chuck me off."
I didn't realize you could just. I didn't realize like killing him was just tossing him. I was like, "This is simple," you know.
Yeah.
So I wish they would have redone them.
I wish
at least 64.
Yeah.
Like 60. I saw someone did like a, either in like Unreal Engine or somewhere. They did like a couple of pictures, and I was like, "That's what it should have looked like."
Yep.
Because Sunshine and Galaxy, they still are acceptable. Like, they still look fairly good.
Yeah.
Galaxy especially, like we just said.
Yeah.
But 64 is just so blocky. I mean, they could have at least made the paintings like better. Like, they could have just done that.
Holly,
at least.
they could have done a lot. They could have done a lot.
I know. I think
it's a little bit of a
expect
travesty what they did.
Yeah.
With the thing. But I mean, you know, Sean and I, we talk about it a lot, and you know, on a couple of Joy Nintendo, and you know, that's probably the biggest pet peeve. Is that like,
it's
you know,
annoying.
It's funny though, because about 4.5 years ago, Sean and I were doing a podcast called "If We Were at Nintendo," and during that podcast, that was one of the things that we were like, how would we handle remasters? And I was like, I came up with, at that time, I was like, listen, you had Super Mario All-Stars back on the Super Nintendo. Do Super Mario All-Stars 2 utilizing 64, Sunshine, Galaxy. Yeah. I actually said Galaxy 2 as well.
Oh, I want that so bad.
And
see, I played that one. I played Galaxy 2, so I don't know the original Galaxy, but
Galaxy 2 is like such a great sequel though. Like, it was such a, I find it really rare that you can actually say a sequel is either better or equal to, but I found Galaxy 2 was just perfect, had the same essence, had the same feeling. I think with Galaxy 1, I preferred the observatory. I really liked that little area, and you go into the different rooms, or so to speak, and the kind of story that was there.
What I didn't like about 2 was when they put you on that ship and you kind of like you went and picked where you were going. Like, it was a top-down map. Yeah. Where I liked when you played
coasted along.
When you played Galaxy 1, you went to different parts of the ship, and then you warped out to the worlds, and that felt like I'm in space. Like, it felt better.
Yeah. Whereas this is more like, oh, I'm just on this Mario.
The other one felt like I'm Star Trek, and I'm being beamed down to the land, and you know.
Yeah, because I liked, because in Galaxy 2, you just sort of went across like that. Yeah. Whereas I guess it's more like visual, but in Mario Galaxy, you could pick and choose a little bit more. Yeah. You know, you just could. And I always like that. But to be honest, I hope they do release Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah. I would pay for it. Like, I would hope for a maybe free update if you'd already got it. But I don't think that would happen. But I would pay for Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah.
What I would say about Mario, though, and it's a funny story in my household, because we have a real big split between Mario and Sonic in our household.
Oh, my family's the same sort of.
But I love them both equally. And what I will say about the Mario games, especially 64, they all have the same element running through without it. They feel timeless. Yeah. They do. They have that. And it's one of those things that I think it is all ages, and it's one thing that does need saying, and I don't think it's said enough actually, that Nintendo did really well with him.
Yeah, they have. That is, do you know what, they really have. We have been blessed with some of the best games ever. You know, and I think for me, like, I didn't have any pet peeves until maybe within the last week or so, because I just love, and I owe so much to those games. You know, I couldn't think of the negative straight away. I was just, this is so exciting. This is what I've always wanted. And then sort of as the hype, well, not hype went down, but as the kind of the scales balanced out a little bit, then I was like, but why did they do that? And why did they do that? But they have, you know, I feel they've done way more than what like Sonic has done. You know, Sonic's had so many bad games.
No, they're bad.
So many. But
Holly,
my parents, like,
when you played Galaxy, did
Yeah.
you play with JoyCons or did you play with the Pro Controller?
I started with the JoyCons because I was like, oh, it's like the Wiimote, but I just did not. I find them quite uncomfortable sometimes. They make my hand cramp a little bit. So I switched to the Pro Controller, and I love the fact that you could like do like that to actually do the spin. So I still felt like I was using the motion controller.
I'll be honest
so
with you. I wish that they would have allowed us to actually use the nunchuck in Wiimote.
Yeah, that would have been so good. Like,
I still have
sure
a set. I definitely would have brought them out and been like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, well, I still have a couple of bits like that, like spares that I had, and I just didn't know what to do with them. So that would have been cool. Even like a little, it's very similar technology, I'd imagine. So I don't know why. But yeah, no, I liked using the Pro Controller. I just want to use that for everything, to be honest. Like, it's just really comfortable for me, and
it's nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
So before we go, I just want to say this. I want to thank you, Bean, for coming on. It's been fantastic to have you on for this week.
We knew it would be. We knew it would.
It's been a long time coming, and I want to say this. Because there's times I feel like when I say stuff on streams or whatever.
Don't you go making me cry now,
I'm not
Bobby.
gonna make you cry. Just shut your mouth and listen, okay? Well, but no, I want to say this. I want to say that, like, when Animal Crossing first came out and Pat's channel exploded, right? And I'm making videos, he's making videos, Holly's making videos, and all that stuff. The one crazy true beacon was every single video that I did, you jumped on it, you shared it, and there's a difference between when I put a video and put it someplace and when somebody from the community does it. And it cannot be said enough how touching and caring and how amazing it was to know that, like, I literally had like my own personal cheerleader rooting me on.
It is like that.
And
like, it really is.
I can never thank you enough for doing that. And I feel like, you were a huge blessing to me in those early moments of Animal Crossing, because I feel like I don't get off and running the way I do without you helping me. So thank you so much for that. That means the world to me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Do you know what? I've always had it in my head that to make a community, you've got to be part of it. And
yes,
you need to shout out about the things that you like seeing. So even if you see a small creator or you see someone that maybe wants to get into it, just help them along, because at the end of the day, your fans become your friends become your biggest cheerleaders, and at the end of the day, like, we've got professional boundaries. We all know we have our own channels, we all do our own content, we do everything our own way, but at the end of the day, the friendships that you make along the way, like you guys, honestly, I'm not a gamer at all, and gaming content was something that I thought I'd left long far behind, but by you guys being cheerleaders for me as well. And I know the sense that you're talking about, because Bobby, you've shared my videos in your server, and and Holly shared mine, and I just don't think to do it. I don't sing about myself enough, because
but I'm like that in other servers. I think, like, and then all of a sudden I see like my name pop up in yours, Bobby, and I'm like, oh, that's cute because someone's put my link there or something. Like, you just don't let go of a good thing. Like, if you know you've got a good community, and I mean this, like, if you're part of a community, if you're a community leader, do not take it for granted. I've seen it happen too many times. We all have. Don't take it for granted, because these are the people at the end of the day they're the ones that you owe them everything. Like
Absolutely.
you do completely.
Yeah. Oh,
so
absolutely. Without,
The other thing to throw in there as well is respect the fact as well that we've got a shared community. I don't see it as I felt like it at the beginning, and it wasn't until you told me, no, you're not encroaching on my community, it's our community.
Yeah.
If that's the sense. I think I had that conversation with you, Holly, because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to stream tonight, is that all right? You're like, yeah, of
I
course
was like,
it is.
Yeah.
Girl, of course it is.
Well,
But
it's
I also have the same thoughts and feelings. I mean, very early days, Bobby, I was like, do you mind if I also do some island tours? And you were like, of course. Like, that's not.
I think the
that's
one time that you
Mm.
came to me about speed builds, and you were like, "Is it okay if I do speed?" I'm like, I didn't make up speed builds. Like that wasn't my
I've done
creation.
it a few times.
Yeah.
Because it's like I never wanted it to be a case of like, you never want to look like you're piggybacking off someone else, and I know, although Bean, I never, like, you never needed to ask me, I also understand why you did, because I do the same, you know. But it's that mutual respect, and like it's crazy how I don't know, it's one of those communities that it spans pretty far and wide, but you know, I see people that cheer me on, that cheer you guys on. And it's so nice dipping in and out of these. It's so nice. Like you can't beat it.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say is also, so I reciprocate the thank you to both of you for just enveloping me, whatever the word is. I always get them wrong, but literally just wrapping me up in your arms and going, welcome to the community.
No,
because
stop
it's been, to be honest, like I said, I'm not a gamer, and gaming communities notoriously on YouTube are hard to get into. Content creation in that sense, gaming communities are so tight knit, whereas with this one, it's just been like, it's the same way as the game. It's just, it's nice, but
inclusive.
Inclusive. I am Bean. I am me.
I am the Bean. The Bean.
That's it. I need that on a t-shirt. Not I am Groot. I am Bean.
I am Bean.
It's amazing. So listen, thank you guys again for watching and doing all that stuff. Be sure to subscribe to everybody's channel. If you're not subscribed, it'd be awesome if you could. Be sure to check us out. Follow us on our Twitters and all that stuff. The links are down in the description below. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Bye.
See you later.